Hey everybody, welcome to a new week. I hope all is going well out there. The first team assignment is due tonight at midnight. Hopefully teams were able to gel and get the work underway. I might have to reconfigure teams after tonight's submissions if there's some teams are light on team members or there's some problems, but please be assured that I will make this class as easy as possible after the first team assignment has been submitted. I've heard from a few folks, unfortunately, that said that they have been trying their best to contact peers and it's just not happening. So thank you for your efforts. Move forward with the people that have responded and do the best you can. Once we get beyond this first week, the grace of grading won't be there, but you'll be able to work with teams that have active voices. Okay, so right now you're wrapping up the STP of marketing. I read several posts and people didn't know much about that, so that's good. That's what learning's all about. And then email marketing by Jamal. And then you're closing off the segmentation element of week 3. Now, going into week 4, we're going to talk about brand strategy and brand identity and brand positioning, and all of that is part of the client journey. I'm working with entrepreneurs and trying to help them navigate their client journey, where clients become aware of their product, they start to investigate, they might make choices between 2 or 3 final options, and then what's a purchasing process like, and finally, how do they become loyal advocates of your business. And by design, this discussion question next week will be critical for you because it'll take you to client journey mapping masterclass. And Jamal, again, I love his videos, will talk to you about how you need to be aware as a business. And I will tell you, this is one area in small business development that is so overlooked. Too many business owners I work with have the mentality, I will build it and they will come, the field of dreams, and it's just not the case. And then what they do is they do broad blasts of advertising to groups or people that don't even have interest in their product or service. So how do you identify the right clients and get them into your journey so you can close them? And what is your close cycle? I just had a conversation with a colleague a couple days ago over lunch, and we were talking about what is your close cycle, and he didn't know. For example, my close cycle for my business is about 9 months to a year. As soon as somebody's interested or aware, first aware I should say, of my product offering, my professional development facilitation or entrepreneurs and coaching, it takes a year for them to make a decision to purchase. So you got to realize if it takes a year for somebody, one individual, to make a decision to purchase, how many people do I need in my pipeline that some won't purchase from me and get to those 1 or 2 people that will? And once I am working with those people, how do I continue to keep my pipeline full? And that's what journey mapping is all about. Okay, so then the other discussion question for the week, cruising down, is, I've opened them already for you if you want to get early on these, is Gary Vee. And I will tell you, I would be remiss if I didn't have at least one video by Gary Vee. He's considered the thought leader in marketing. And the reason it's sometimes difficult is because he does tend to use a lot of foul language, and I just don't like offering that in a classroom environment. But this one, I think as he's gotten older, he's tempered down his message. He wants to get to a broader audience. And I really like what he says about how to build a brand in just 7 minutes. It's a pretty powerful talk. Okay, those are your 2 discussion questions this week. Now, getting to the meat of it. What's happening this week? You're doing a client journey story. Here's the framework. Choose something you use regularly: Netflix, Starbucks, Nike, DoorDash. So for this assignment, what we're going to do is, like in one of my classes, I teach social media marketing also. So oftentimes students take this class first and then social media marketing. They create one for a business, but you're just going to create one as a team just to get a feel for it. So here you go. You got the awareness phase, consider, purchase, experience loyalty. And then identify what marketing touch points appear in each stage. Word of mouth, website, loyalty, and create a story. Turn the journey into a narrative of one customer, real or fictional. In deliverables, choose a customer journey map, narrative, and then short reflection. What does a journey reveal about effective marketing? Again, as always, if you look at the examples, they're the best guide, and I have two really good ones here. One is client journey map example, Cascade Direct. So actually, this was a team of students in the social media marketing class that worked with Cascade Primary Direct, helping them re-envision their marketing platform. What you need to first do is identify the 5 steps. And in every business, these change slightly or dramatically. So in this business model, and you'll learn more about this when you watch Jamal's video of the week, they have an awareness stage, they have a consideration stage, they have a decision stage, a service, and the loyalty. So your client first becomes aware of you, never heard of you before. Now they've got 3 or 4 options that they're just trying to decide between, so it's consideration phase. Then they make the decision on you. When making a decision, the patient could be going to a webinar, look at pricing, and for this example, and savings of subscribing and knowing what steps are next. Then service, what is it like when they're in your business? What's the differentiator? What's your value proposition? What separates you from everybody else? And then how do you get them to become loyal members, that they're now advocating for you for other people looking for the same service? And this is where it gets really difficult. But this is the lemon and the squeeze, as they say. This is Lisa Williams. They chose to work with Lisa Williams, fictional person. So co-owner of a business. These are the different stages she goes through. And you want to have this much detail in the assignment. So here on this side, user actions. What are the person's actions in the awareness phase, the consideration phase, decision phase? And then what are the touch points they will experience? This is extraordinarily well done. It helps the business not just, as they say in sales, show up and throw up. They're very targeted in their messaging. They know what's happening. They know where they're losing clients. And actually, Direct Primary Care started using this as a training tool after students were done. If you don't know, with the social media marketing class I do teach, this is a shameful advertisement for it. Is if you signed up for that class, you'd actually be working for a live client and you'd be producing product for a business. So now you really feel what it's like to be in that position. And also it's great for the resume. Okay, next. I'll go back to now talking about this class. Willamette Valley, another team that I worked with just last year, they were working with, it's a bed and breakfast. And they said, okay, now awareness, consideration, booking. That changed a little bit. So you can see these 5 are not constant. Depends on your business. This is a stage that was not in Cascade Primary Care, but it is in Willamette Valley Bed and Breakfast. And they've got, okay, Lisa Davis, a sophisticated saver. Awareness, consideration, booking, and then the things that are happening throughout. And then they also have Robert Miller. These are really well done. This is the level work I'm looking for from your assignment, so think about it deeply. For this assignment, you're not working with a small business. You're choosing any business. I just want you to get comfortable stepping through each of these phases, identifying what are the 5 phases of the client journey. And that would conclude the assignment for the week. Now, when we get into week 5. I'm going back up here. This is not good video creation. Sorry, folks. So we're here. Then what happens in week 6, we get into consumer behavior, and you're going to do a case study on that. The rest of the way is all team, so if you have any questions, reach out. If not, I look forward to seeing your first team assignment delivered by midnight tonight. Take care.